I didn't want to believe that Beyonce had a BBL, but BBLs don't sit right in jeans. They just don't. I don't know I don't know if it's because doctors do the hips too high. I don't know why, but BBLs don't look right in jeans. And I was like, when it came out that she got a BBL, I was like, I really don't see Beyonce in jeans. And I found a photo of her in jeans, and I said, oh, she did get a BBL. I'm telling y'all, if you want to know if somebody got a BBL, find a picture of them with jeans on. I don't know what it is about jeans and BBL, but they like water and oil. They don't mix. I like, nah, Beyonce ain't got no damn BBL. Fuck y'all talking about. Jeans go tell it all.
Did y'all see Vivica Fox BBL? I'm so mad. First of all, listen. We are too old for BBLs. I'm serious. I'm 50. It's no way in the world on God's green earth that I would go under the knife to get a BBL at 50. None. It ain't happening. I'm not doing it. Maybe 48. Nah, if you would have caught me right before I turned 50. But I mean, I wouldn't have got a BBL anyway. But I'm just like, Vivica. Like, what are you trying to, like, you got way more years behind you than you got ahead of you. Why a BBL right now? And I don't even think that is like brand new. I believe that that's the same BBL that she's had.
There are people who believe that when you get plastic surgery, when you get your body done, that is a sign of insecurity and self-hate. There are other people who believe that getting your body done, getting a BBL, for example, is a sign of self-love and a sign of improvement toward yourself. This is a values issue. Who's right? Who's wrong? I think it's just a difference of the way people see the world. Many of you saw a couple weeks ago the picture that came out, or the video with Vivica Fox and the white jeans and, the all white outfit. And it appeared that her body looked a little bit different than it looked the last time we saw her. And, it does look like she got some work done. It definitely looks like she did get a BBL. Vivica Fox is 60. Oh, what is the average life expectancy? Like something like 70 something. So I think at 60, I might just be trying to preserve my life. That's just me. But again, we're talking about values. And so because Vivica Fox is in the public eye, a lot of scrutiny on her, especially being 60 and single, childless. She wants to date, and she's been very open about this. It makes sense that she would go this far, because she probably wants to feel, extremely confident. She wants to feel young. And like I said, there's been a lot of scrutiny about her boosting her confidence at 60. Which is, no matter what age you are, all women want to look good. All women want to feel good in their body. But I want to kind of update you guys on what's been going on with this, because as many of you know, I've been covering, BBL specifically because it appeals more to what Black women want, but body image at large. And if you search through many of my videos, I have videos about the body positive movement. I did one not long ago about Lizzo and Dank DeMoss. And so I'm very much interested in body image. And the update here is that BBLs, although people are still getting them, not at the rate that they were getting them a couple years ago or a few years ago. But now the new BBL is kind of like the secret BBL. And by that, it is the BBL that does not look like you had anything done. And this is going to be a more of an elite look. Beyonce allegedly has had a BBL and had work done on her body. Beyonce has not talked about it. I don't believe she will ever talk about it. And that is actually what most women want. They want the Beyonce experience. They want to be able to get their body done, but kind of people look and be like, I don't really know if she got anything done. That is the goal. And so that is the new thing, again, a few years ago, especially in 2020, at the height of the BBL epidemic, it was all about looking like you got your body done, looking like you just got back from the Dominican Republic, or you just got back from Miami or Atlanta. And now it's about sort of inciting speculation, and that is the new, and it's not really new, but I would say that is the more popular way that women are going about this. So the question here is, what do you all think about that? Is it acceptable for women to it's still the same surgery, but is it now more acceptable for women to do this, given the fact that it may not look like they had any work done? Does it make it more acceptable?
You know why women wear so much makeup? It's because they're trying to hide the imperfections that they haven't yet come to terms with within themselves. They don't realize that the thing that you are is beautiful. God made you beautiful. You are gorgeous just the way you are. Now, it's nothing wrong with putting a little paint on that building, as my mom would say. It's nothing wrong with putting a little paint on that building. Listen, I get it. I get it. So you want to put a little dot here and a little enhancement there? Cool. But you look like a fucking drag queen. And more importantly, you look just the same as every other woman that is trying to look like a butterfly and a drag queen. It's so bad that we can't tell the difference between who's a man and who's a woman anymore, because you've gotten so far away from embracing who you are. Look, when you take your makeup off, you look foreign to yourself. You don't even like the way that you look in the mirror. You can't stand yourself. You hate yourself. I'm not going to fuck up what God made awesome about me in order to satisfy a bunch of people that don't give a fuck about me when they go to sleep at night. I'm going to control the controllables. I'm okay with that. That's what makes me unique. I don't want you looking like everybody else. I want you to look uniquely the way that God made you. And so, yeah, it's a couple different things that we can do to make some modifications. If you want to cut your hair, I'm for that. If you want to get your eyebrows arched, I'm cool with that. But we mutilate ourselves. We tattoo our faces. And we throw all of this makeup on and all of this other type of stuff, right? But you beautiful the way that you are. And somebody somewhere told you that outside of the things that you can control, because we can control what we put inside of our bodies. We can control whether or not we brush our teeth. But the things that you can't control, that don't mean that you go over there and you fuck it up. You beautiful the way that you are. Flat out. And I don't care what nobody tell you. You are gorgeous the way that you are. Stop letting people try to convince you that you gotta look like a Kardashian, that you gotta look like a fucking ant. Don't y'all know that y'all was naturally beautiful? How we gonna like each other and we don't even like ourselves? You don't even like yourself. You don't even like the natural you of who you are in the mirror. You trying to be something that you not. You trying to impress other people that don't even care about you. You never really dealt with the problems that came along with what happened to you in your past.
One of the main reasons why I think the BBL epidemic ended is because Black men, for the most part, said that they don't like them. I was one of very few people to openly talk about the Black male gaze. My first viral video was because I addressed this. This gaze is different from the dominant white male gaze. I often wonder if Black men are aware of the power they hold. Despite being perceived as a threat in society, the irony is that virtually all races of women would risk it all to be desired by them. The BBL epidemic proved this. I was the only one that I know of to describe this phenomenon as body privilege, to attempt to expose the truth that women lie about with regard to decentering men. But then, these same women do everything in their power to capture male attention. Although some women alter their body for other women, we have to be honest about the driving force, the black male gaze. Another thing I want to address is this statement that women make pretty often, which is, I did it for me. So when it comes to cosmetic surgery, you often hear women say, I'm doing this for me. I got the BBL for me. I got my breast done for me. I got lip filler for me. And one of the things about this is that although I think it is possible to get something done for you and no one else, it is very difficult. And I have said this before, but as humans, as people, as women, we do not live in a vacuum. We cannot help the gaze that other people cast upon us. Sometimes we are aware of that gaze, sometimes we're not aware of it, and it does inform the way we see ourselves, the way we want to see ourselves, the way other women look does affect how we feel about us. And, I guess part of it is, this is kind of going back to talking about Vivica Fox. Part of it is I could see her at 60 saying, well, I did this. If she did do the surgery, the BBL, I could see her saying, well, I did this for me. It's for me. It's not for a man. It's not for attention. It's not for anything other than for me to feel confident within my body. And again, I would only believe that statement if said woman who's saying that is not wearing tight clothes, is not trying to show off her curves. And we're all guilty of this. Women with curves, many of us are guilty of either intentionally or unintentionally showing our curves. Oftentimes, that is one of the many things that makes our imprint as a woman. Not necessarily I didn't say as a feminine woman, because you can be curvy as you want. That doesn't equate to being feminine, but to, the distinguishing factor, if, you see two people walking and you could tell when someone has curves, and that is something that women do like to show off. Most women. This is not unusual. But to say that I did it for me, I think that is something that we need to be careful about, because again, two things can be true. You could be doing it for you and others, the gaze of others, but oftentimes those two things are true. It's rarely ever that a woman is doing it solely for her and no one else's gaze. Because again, like I said, if that's the case, why twerk? Why wear tight jeans, tight clothes? Oftentimes you see women who get their body done, they start wearing all these form-fitting outfits. And then they turn around and say, well, this is for me. Well, and again, maybe it is. But it's hard to distinguish what's for you and what's not for you because of perhaps the way you're dressed. Or perhaps, and knowing that dressing like that is going to get them more attention. This is not a bad thing. I'm not saying that anyone's doing anything wrong. I'm saying let's be honest about why we do things.
I heard some girls talking about, we don't do it for the male gaze. Ladies, let me be honest. Fellas, hear me well. We do buy clothes and we do dress up for y'all.
two things can be true at the same time. Sometimes it's for you, and we do things that's for you, and sometimes we do things for ourselves. But ladies, stop acting as though we do not get dressed up and put on that freakum dress and be like, oh girl, what did you wear? Did you get him? Yeah, we do that for the male gaze. I don't know why it's so hard for women to admit that we do things, we wear things because we do like male attention. We're supposed to freaking like male attention. If you're a heterosexual woman, you're supposed to like it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's when you guys go overboard doing anything for the male gaze. So yes, it's okay to dress for men, and it's okay for men to understand everything we do, darling, is not for you.
And I just think that as women, the best thing we really can do, if you want to avoid surgery. Now, one thing we can do is we can all try to go get the same surgeries and look the same. And we all saw the failure in that because we tried that. And, you know, clearly there's a reason why Black women had consciously decided, you know, starting with, what was her name that came out? I can't even remember her name. The one who, I have a video about her. I can't even, it'll come to me. Not Dream Doll, but she's light skinned. And I think she dated a Kardashian. But anyway, she kind of spearheaded the whole thing as far as like, I'm returning to my natural body and all that. And, you know, and since then we've seen many women come to this conclusion that they need to return to their natural selves, or many women, you know, being like, I'm not going to continue on with surgery, or women who have not had surgery saying, I'm never going to do it. It's not worth it, you know, based on, you know, what they saw coming out of the BBL era. And now it's in many ways refreshing to see people kind of return to, okay, let me just embrace myself naturally. Or for some people, let me get this surgery done, but let me do it in a way where it's not obvious. And again, I think if you're wanting to avoid surgery, the best thing you can really do is to embrace the things about you that is unique. And, you know, I'll just go ahead and say for all the women who have fuller lips, hopefully some of you feel vindicated by all the lip filler. You know, so many people getting all this lip filler. And it's like, you know, I remember getting teased in elementary school about my lips. And it's like, yeah, I feel a little vindicated right now because, okay, all these people are out here paying for this. And so, yeah, but again, embrace the things about you that is unique. And it doesn't mean it has to be perfect. And also, one thing is like doing nothing and being still, because the interesting thing about doing nothing and being still is that trends, it allows the trend to die out. So if something is a trend, it will die. And then all of a sudden now you'll see people trying to return to being natural. Meanwhile, you've been natural the entire time, you know? So I just wanted to pop in with this. Like, share, and subscribe. Click the links in the description box and get to know what I do with my media business, Curated Legacy LLC. I offer coaching and consulting to those who want to get started and grow on YouTube. I can get you unstuck, I can get you started, and I can get you to grow. And also check out the Curated Legacy podcast, which is available on this channel. Become a channel member. I have the Black and Invisible channel membership. You can click the link in the description box for more info about that. I have a book about being an invisible Black woman on Amazon, so feel free to check that out. The link is in the description. I also have a Black-owned store, so if you want to purchase products that I have personally used, soaps, shea butters, oils, books, check out my Black-owned store. Link is in the description. Link is down below for that. And follow me on Instagram. The link for that is also in the description box if you want to see me outside of the context of YouTube. This is Naka, and I am here to make the invisible visible about Black women. I highlight the things that Black women don't typically tell you. And as always, stay tuned for more videos.